following program is provided in part by Wayside Racket and Swim Club.
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. And somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
Hi, I'm Christina Mira and I am filling in for A Day in the Life. Today we're here at Six Flags New England and we're going to find out what it takes to be a team member. Everybody loves a theme park, the rides, the characters, and of course, the food. Six Flags New England, located in Agawam, Massachusetts, offers all this up in a big way. The crowds love the atmosphere and all the things to see and do, but for the hard-working staff, the day starts a lot earlier than the opening of the gates. So amusement park rides pack in a lot of fun in only a couple minutes. But did you know that it takes the employees a whole lot longer to check all the tracks and make sure everything's safe for you?
We look at all the brakes. Make sure everything's in working order, nothing's loose, broken, no air leaks.
Scott Moquin may make it sound simple, but believe me, it isn't. He has to walk the entire track of the Cyclone just to make sure everything is in working condition. The maintenance crew has to pay attention to every detail on and around the track.
You're looking at the track, you're looking for loose bolts, broken bolts, cracks in the steel, any hardware holding up the 4x4s or the posts together, nuts backing off. You can tell from up here by the 4x4s would be dropped, you'd see a small space. You check underneath to make sure that everything's tight. And you're looking for small cracks in the side steel and the top steel.
Scott and Dan hang out, sometimes literally, on the Cyclone track until every nut and bolt is tight and every nail is hammered in. If they found a crack in the steel, they would cut it out and replace it. This maintenance team is responsible for deeming a ride safe to run.
This ride does not run until we sign a piece of paper saying it's safe to run. And if we don't feel it's safe or we find a problem, we generally fix it that morning.
The maintenance crew all seem to love their jobs. Their morning walk through the Cyclone is done at 6 a.m. And at times, the view is nothing short of spectacular. Speaking of spectacular, Superman Ride of Steel is a big draw at Six Flags. Maintenance man Todd Dumas starts his morning by checking in on this steel coaster. Everything gets checked, from the lap bars all the way down to the bottom of the trains. The track doesn't need to be walked like the wooden coasters, but the return track is thoroughly inspected.
After the train's out of the way, I can look at my booster drives. Once again, assuring for no loose or broken hardware. Proper wear and adjustment.
One thing is for sure, the maintenance crew loves their jobs.
It is an exciting career. Working with the people, seeing smiling faces, makes it all worth it.
Six Flags maintenance crew is not only limited to rides and roller coasters. Their giant water park needs to be maintained as well. That is where Todd Presner comes in.
First check the pools, make sure all the pools are clean and which ones need to be vacuumed, and then I hand that down to the vacuumers that I have on staff here. I inspect the water slides, the stairs, anything to do with the water park in general. I maintain the slides, check the pools, we check the chemicals in the morning, first thing before we open. basically a slide inspection and inspection of the towers takes the majority of my day up.
The wave pool is a big crowd draw, and you can see why. There is a lot of behind-the-scenes action to get those waves going.
This is how the waves are made. There's 4 motors right here. Each cylinder is on, well, this is this side of the wave pool, and that's the right-hand side of the wave pool. Each cylinder controls one caisson underneath the waves. Each one is spaced out all about the same dimension. Underneath the walkway that you see here in yellow is basically a big plenum chamber. It's just a big air chamber that you can walk in if you use the door to get into. And what's happening is the motors are producing air. The air is sent into the plenum. The plenum is just holding that air. When the waves aren't running, it's just constantly charged with air. And the motors are 150 horsepower motors turning about 4,000 RPM, twice the standard RPM of a regular motor. So basically what they're doing is they're just charging the entire plenum underneath the concrete vault with air. And when we turn the waves on and we select which wave we would like to make, the cylinder is open, that air is forced through the cylinders into the caisson on the other side. And it naturally wants to get out with the air going up behind it. And it sends it out into the water. It creates a void in the water. The water has nowhere to go but out, and that's how you create your wave. Your wave lifts up as the air tries to get out, which creates your wave. And this is just our filtration system. Water on this side is the balance tank water, what we call the balance tank. Everything on this side serves from the wave pool and cannonball to the right-hand side. So cannonball, hooks, Kitty Shipwreck, the Lazy River, Swiss is all controlled on this side. There's 2 million gallons of water here that comes through this filtration system. Water basically comes in through 2 24-inch pipes on either side of the building. Comes in, all the big things are trapped into the strainer baskets. On the bottom of each one of these pipes there's a strainer basket. Water goes in the strainer basket. We take out the big leaves, sticks, twigs, flip-flops, earrings, things like that get stuck in the strainer basket. Water runs through the pipe, through the top of the header panels. Water comes up, flows over, and then goes through the sand. And is filtered as it goes through the sand. And on the other side, there's a pump that's taking it out and sending it back to whatever attraction we want it to go back to.
The water is turned over through the filtration system every hour. That means that the maintenance crew is working hard to ensure that the water is always as clean as possible. We also noticed that there was no shortage of lifeguards around the attractions. For Aaron Hayes, it doesn't get any better than being a lifeguard.
The level of interaction that you get with not only like your team members, but guests. One of the things that our mantra is like friendly service. So usually during our water safety breaks, we all like to go and interact with guests and make sure they're having a good day. And if there's anything we can do for them, try and provide that.
Along with making sure everyone is safe in the water, it's up to the lifeguards to ensure that nobody is running around or playing rough. They are trying to protect everyone, especially the littlest park goers.
Turn! Stops! Turn! Stops!
New to Six Flags in 2008 is the Glow in the Park Parade. There is a lot that goes into getting this nightly parade set up. Phil Ron works for the independent contractor that designs the floats. He's been sent out to work with all of the vendors to make sure that all the preparation stays on schedule.
So it's exciting, it's challenging, it's kind of difficult, but at the same time, I think the product is great. I think it really looks fantastic.
While Phil makes sure the floats are all in working order, the performers go through their routines in rehearsals. They may be in shorts and t-shirts now, but come showtime, they will be dressed and ready to go.
So we took a look at the floats behind the scenes. Now, let's see them all lit up and ready for action. going to do it for us here at Six Flags New England in Agawam, Mass. Coming up, we have Alyssa Gugliani following a day in the life of a very special guest at Fox 25 News. So make sure you stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Paul Miner, Executive Director of Massachusetts 211. 211 is a non-emergency information hotline that provides callers with the information they need to solve many of life's everyday and sometimes critical problems. Whether it's finding government benefits or services, nonprofit organizations, support groups, crisis response, and official information, Mass 211 can help. This free and confidential service is provided to you by your local United Way. So remember, when you need non-emergency help, call 211.
Obesity in America is at an epidemic level. During the last 30 years, the rate of childhood obesity has tripled.
Childhood obesity involves much more than simply being overweight.
So what can we do to help our children?
Plan family exercise. Take the kids to the park.
We can limit the snack or junk foods kept in our homes.
Go for a family walk or bike ride, or simply throw the ball around the backyard.
Together, we can make a difference in the health and well-being of our children.
The Massachusetts One-Stop Career Centers, connecting workers and employers.
For career services and resources, I can help with that.
If it's about computers or internet job searches, those are my classes and they're free.
Before you go on your job interview, I can help you prepare to do your best.
For veterans, it's One Stop for services.
For complete business services for employers, that's our team.
Knowing the costs and requirements of an account before you sign on the dotted line can prevent a complaint or hassle later. So read the fine print. Just because a bank account is advertised as free or no cost does not mean that you will never run up a cost. An institution is not allowed to advertise a free checking account if you could be charged a maintenance or activity fee. But your bank can still offer a free account and still impose charges for certain services, such as check printing, automated teller machines, and bounced checks. Also, ask if an attractive interest rate on a credit card or a deposit is really just a short-term introductory teaser rate. Keep good records by holding on to your receipts for deposits, ATM withdrawals, credit card charges, and other transactions long enough to confirm that your monthly account statements are correct. Also, keep copies of any contracts or other documents you sign with the bank, like loans and certificates of deposit. If there is ever a dispute or a discrepancy, you will have those documents to refer back to. This Money Minute has been brought to you by WMCT-TV and St. Mary's Credit Union.
This is Fox 25 Morning News.
Good morning, everybody. What's happening out there? Well, we got some work crews still set up over inside the O'Neill Tunnel. You can see only one lane getting through over the Zakim.
This is a piece all about Doug and the wonders of...
That's right. A Day in the Life is focusing on the exciting and energy-filled traffic reporter from Fox 25 Morning News. Doug started at Fox 5 years ago when the station jumped into the morning news show business. It wouldn't be the first morning news show out of Boston, but it's the first one to bring you your morning news while having fun at the same time.
People will often come up to and ask us, are you guys for real? Are you guys having that much fun? And we are. And the ability to just kind of have fun with it creates a bond that I don't think that other people can have, because the situation's totally different. But it's the real deal. When we're joking around, or if I'm busting VB or he's busting me, it's because what you do with your buddies.
Get me the guest sheet. Where are my scripts? And Frank, my makeup is not done. I'm sorry.
The fun is obviously there, but it's the time of day that can be the most difficult part to get used to. Doug is up between 2 and 3 in the morning just to get to work and start prepping for the show.
Basically just kind of finding out what's going on for that day, but then it's just kind of getting ready and seeing if there's any problems out on the roadways that we got to know about. And then makeup by 4:45, change a shirt by 5, and then we're off and running.
To viewers, Doug may be best known for flying high above the highways, weaving in and out of the city. But he starts the show on the ground. The camera shots that show off the congestion in the city belong to Metro Traffic. Doug stays in touch with them to make sure that all those shots are ready when he needs them. Although, they are not the only external shots that Fox uses.
Chris is prepping right now for the morning show, and he can control all of the cameras, not only here in this studio, but down at the Beacon Hill studio too. Wow. Yeah. So it's all done from here.
Then there are the cameras on Skyfox, the helicopter used by Doug and his pilot. He gets to climb aboard every morning as long as the weather is cooperating. We got to see the ins and outs of Fox25's famous helicopter.
This is what they call a Eurocopter. It's a French-made helicopter, but it's actually made in Texas. It's the fastest and the newest of any helicopter in Boston. Nobody can go faster than us. Nobody's got the equipment that we have. It may look like we all have the same equipment, but we don't. We got one of the more powerful lenses. This is the nose camera. At about 1,000 feet, you can read license plates off of cars. The camera itself is just like any other news camera, but the lens itself and the system, the floor system, is pretty good. People always wonder what these gray things are. Those are floats. So in the event that we go down in water, it's not so much so that we can float on the water, it's so that they can recover the helicopter. So it's not like we're gonna land, blow the floats and we'll land. It's just so that we can go get the helicopter. The heck with the crew. Underneath that white pod is where the signal comes out of the helicopter and goes to the towers. So that's the microwave unit underneath. And then it's the various antennas for radios and what have you. Underneath here, this is the tail camera. When you see the pilot waving out of the helicopter, that camera is inside here, and this is a mag light flashlight casing, and the camera's just sitting in there. The pilot sits on the right side. Most planes, the pilot sits on the left, but in the helicopter, the pilot sits on the right-hand side. Those are all his different gauges and items that he uses to fly it. And it's pretty interesting and it's pretty intense that these guys can fly it like driving a car and make it look easy. This is where I sit, and this is sitting on my lap. This sits on my lap during the show, and I'm basically running a video game, and that's the camera out front is used, and this is what I use to control zooming in, zooming out, left and right. That's what my screen looks like when we're flying during the show. It's set up where it's in quads so that I can see all the different cameras and what's going on in the show. But right here, you've got the controller of the nose camera out front. In the back here is all our ENG equipment. We've got basically like your tape deck at home. We have radios to communicate on ground. We have scanners so we can hear police, fire. And then these other racks are the transmission aspect of the helicopter, where we can take a signal from the ground and send it through the helicopter, and or just the signal on the helicopter and send it out to wherever we are. And what's interesting is we always have, those are life vests back there in case we go down over water. We each have them. So far, we haven't had to use them. That means we're still flying.
Doug is the only traffic reporter that controls his own cameras. That works for him because he was once employed as a cameraman earlier in his career, so he knows how to make a shot look good. They say the safest way to travel is flying, but does Doug think he's rolling the dice being up there 5 days a week?
I'd sit back and lay in bed before it, and I'd say, yeah, I guess you are kind of pushing it every day. There have been news helicopters that have gone down. It wouldn't be the first time. I knew that the pilots had a wife and a couple of kids to get home to at night. If they were going to go up, they could get my butt home on the ground safely. So I try not to think about it.
Being a traffic reporter was not Doug's plan when he graduated from Westfield State College. However, this unique opportunity has suited him. He also gets to work as an entertainment reporter, being sent to cover movie premieres. He also covers a show you may have heard of, something about a singing competition.
It just kind of evolved, and I think that's the beauty about this job, that it's not just being a traffic reporter. You feel like you're part of the show, other than reporting on traffic on 128.
And Doug is a big part of the show. His traffic report comes up right after the weather report. That means a little fun bantering with meteorologist Cindy Fitzgibbon.
Oftentimes, I never know what he's going to say to me, and that's a little scary sometimes because you never know what's going to come out of Doug's mouth. So, but it's fun. I would say when he's not here, I miss him simply because he just kind of keeps you on your toes. He makes you laugh a lot. He's a fun person to work with.
Covering Die Hard in Europe, covering American Idol in Hollywood. What else? Oh, and the various and sundry Firehouse paraphernalia. Got to get ready for Firehouse Friday again soon. The boys from Nashua hooked me up. Got to give them a salute come the fall. They really add up. And, oh, remember her? Miss USA, the one with all the problems. She loves the show. She's just misunderstood.
Doug's fellow on-air personalities aren't the only Fox workers who think highly of him. The morning show's executive producer, Andy Suggs, is happy to have him around.
When he's not here, the energy level for the show goes down. And you guys have been here, you see how he is. He's just kind of manic almost. People hear you say, oh, he's the traffic reporter, but he is so much more than that to this show. He is an absolute vital cog to what we're doing here and kind of the atmosphere that we've tried to create in the 4 years that we've been on the air. He's the energy of the show, and that is probably the easiest way for me to put it.
Part of Doug's morning is taken up by getting on the phone and finding out just how busy those highways are. He then needs to let the control room know which shots to take while he's reporting the traffic to the viewers. The busiest moments for Doug are when he's in Sky Fox and has to report on accidents.
There's a fire or something that's happening in the moment, and there's a lot of information coming at you from all different places in your headset, and you're trying to assimilate what's happening on the ground and present it in a clear, informative manner. And breaking news is something that, you know, it's exciting, and that's kind of why we got into the news business at the beginning.
And at that excitement level, where the possibility of anything happening at any moment is what drives this traffic reporter to be ready for anything that's thrown his way. Doug Meehan is a true jack of all trades for Fox 25 Morning News. And in case you may have missed it, he has fun doing it.
Yeah, there you go. Does he really do this for a living? Yes. The excitement.
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. And looking up, I noticed I was late. Found my coat and grabbed my hat. Made the bus in seconds flat. Found my way upstairs and had a smoke. And somebody spoke and I went into a dream.
The preceding program was provided in part by Wayside Racket and Swim Club.